Hello, and welcome to Numbers, a Smell Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Baseball, and today we're firing up the time machine and the spreadsheet to dissect one of the most legendary fall classics of all time, the 1927 World Series, pitting the powerhouse New York Yankees against the formidable Pittsburgh Pirates. If you've ever wondered how Murderers Row would grade out with modern analytics, you're in for a treat. We'll dive into WOBA, OPS plus, FIB, WAR, and more to see what the numbers say about Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and their cohorts, and how their performance would be interpreted through a 21st century sabermetric lens. So grab your pocket protector or your popcorn, because this blend of history and stats is about to start smelling like baseball. Before we jump in, let's set the scene. The 1927 Yankees are often considered the greatest team ever. They went 110-44 in the regular season and boasted a lineup so fearsome it was nicknamed Murderers Row. We're talking Babe Ruth at the height of his powers, 356 average, 60 home runs, 165 RBIs that year. And Lou Gehrig in peak form, 373 batting average, 47 home runs, 175 RBIs. Both Hall of Fame legends, producing video game numbers in real life. On the other side, the Pittsburgh Pirates were no slouches. They went 94-60, featuring National League batting champ Paul Waner with a 380 average and 131 RBIs, and his brother Lloyd Waner, a 355 average, and scored 133 runs, plus star third baseman Pie Traynor, who hit 342 and had 106 RBIs. In fact, the Pirates hit 305 as a team in 1927, a contact-hitting bunch, albeit one with far less power than the Yankees. The entire Pirates team hit 54 home runs that year, fewer than Ruth's 60 alone. In sabermetric terms, the combined WAR of these two teams was off the charts. According to one analysis, the 1927 World Series featured the highest WAR of any fall classic in history. In other words, this was a clash of titans by any era's standards. The stage was set for an epic showdown. The result, a 4-game sweep by the Yankees, who outscored the Pirates 23-10 overall. But to truly appreciate this World Series, we're going beyond the line scores. We're going to reimagine it with today's analytics, who really shine when we calculate WOBA or WPA. How would a modern manager view the bullpen moves and defensive tactics? And what modern performances compare to this 1927 dominance? Let's break it down number style. In 1927, offense was king for the Yankees, and it showed in the World Series. Using modern metrics, we can quantify just how dominant their bats were. The Yankees as a team slashed 279, 347, 397 in the series. A 744 OPS. That soundly beats the Pirates' paltry 536 OPS. If we treat that Pirates OPS as a league average baseline for the series, the Yankees lineup performed like a team of all-stars with an OPS plus around 140. They got on base and hit for power, a deadly combination that modern analytics worship. Let's highlight a few individual offensive performances through a sabermetric lens. Babe Ruth, the Sultan of SWAT. The Babe lived up to his legend. In the series, he hit 400, slugged 800 with a 1.271 OPS. He clubbed 2 homers, the only 2 of the entire series, meaning Ruth single-handedly out-homered the entire Pirates lineup 2-0 and drove in 7 runs in just 4 games. For context, a 1.71 OPS is astronomical. Think Barry Bonds in his prime. In fact, if we compute Ruth's WOBA for the series, it comes out to an approximately 520 plus, which is stratospheric. League average WOBA is around 320. That suggests a WRC plus well above 200 for the series. Essentially, Ruth was twice as productive as a typical hitter in those games. Modern metric translation, MVP level hitting when it mattered most. And remember, this is a guy whose regular season OPS plus in 1927 was an unfathomable 225. So him torching the Pirates is no surprise. As one might say today, Ruth's bat flipped the script and probably would have literally flipped the bat if that were a thing in 1927. Lou Gehrig, the extra base machine. Lou Gehrig put up a 308, 438, 769 slash line, 1.207 OPS in the series. He astonishingly hit 4 extra base hits in 4 games without a homer, tallying 2 doubles and 2 triples. That's right, Gehrig legged out 2 triples, showing off sneaky speed and the cavernous alleys of the era's modern ballparks, of the era's vintage ballparks. In modern terms, Gehrig's ISO isolated power for this series was 461, slugging 769, minus batting 308, which is elite power production. His performance was like a modern slugger hitting nothing but gappers. Imagine a prime Miguel Cabrera or Mike Trout peppering the outfield with extra base hits for a whole series. Gehrig's OPS of 1.207 is the kind of number that would lead today's postseason in a heartbeat. By the way, those triples might prompt a modern analyst to ask about park factors. Indeed, Forbes Field in Pittsburgh had deep dimensions, so a line drive that might be a double in today's parks could roll into a triple back then. Regardless, any way you slice it, Gehrig's offensive contribution was massive, driving in 4 runs, drawing 3 walks, and generally terrorizing the Pirates pitchers. Mark Koenig, the surprising hero. Shortstop Mark Koenig isn't a household name like Ruth or Gehrig, but he caught fire in this series. Koenig hit 500, 9 hits and 18 at-bats with a 1.111 OPS. He didn't walk or homer, but half the time he stepped to the plate, he delivered a hit. Talk about a high BABIP. Sabermetrically, we chalk some of that up to a small sample variance, but timing is everything. Koenig's championship win probability added, CWPA, a stat that measures how each play impacts a team's chance to win the World Series, was plus 9.27%, tops on the Yankee roster. That means Koenig's timely hits increased the Yankees' title odds by about 9.3 percentage points overall, even more than Ruth or Gehrig.